So we're going to do a tour today, but a little bit different than a regular ship tour. So like I said, I'm going to try to show you what's behind what's going on. As we do go from place to place, my Tisa tip to you is, I'm going to do my best to point out as much as possible, but there's still a lot that's trying to get your attention. So every time we enter a place, a room, a different, cross a threshold, do me a favor, do yourselves a favor. Look to your left, look to your right, look up and look down. There's more trying to get your attention, okay? So you don't miss a thing. And you may see some stuff you've never even noticed before. We're actually going to start my tour up top and work our way down. We don't climb up. Is that okay with everybody?
That's a great idea.
That's all right? Okay, very nice. We're starting here at the top of the tree. So I'm going to back up about me really quick. I've actually been on the ocean since 1998. My very first cruise was 97. I started working on the ships the same year baby girl here was born also. Okay, we both started on the ocean on the same year, 1998. And this is my 4th cruise line. I'm a sailor. And my mother loves to call me a seaman. That's her own personal little joke. She thinks it's funny. And, okay, never mind. So she's a lot. She's a lot. Okay, so, all right, so here, sorry about that. Sorry, people at home, sorry. Yeah. Okay, so we're starting the tour here. I'm actually going to take us back, even further than that, back to like the 1800s. How about that? But like late 1800s, not too far. And I'm going to take you back into the time where if you were on a ship, you had to be on the ship because you were moving yourself. You were moving from one country to another, from one island to another, from one place to another. You had to be on the ship for some reason. You may have also been visiting a family member, somebody was sick, you need to go see, just say hello, it's been a while. But you weren't cruising for a vacation and fun. It wasn't a leisure thing. I'm not saying it wasn't always, but 90% of the time it was a necessity. So it also wasn't very comfortable because your ship had like masts and like sails, and it was doing a lot of pitching and rolling, and it was not fun at all. Okay, we're going to fast forward a little bit further to like the very, very edge of the 1800s. And it was a gentleman by the name of Hallen, okay? He worked with a cruise line called Hamburg American Line. Hi, Ben. Come on in. Right. So, welcome to your intervention. So, come on in. So, he worked for a cruise line, and the cruise line basically was a little bit more comfortable when it came to moving people around. But he also had this attention for like luxury. So he loved luxurious hotels. And then he decided, boom, light bulb went off. Why does the destination have to be the reward? Why can't the journey be the reward? Why can't you be comfortable while you're cruising if you have to do this? Why can't it be as comfortable as possible? Why can't it be as posh as the hotels that I stay in? So then he changed the game and he just kind of upped the ante a little bit. And it became more luxurious, more comfortable on board. It wasn't as painful to cruise. Don't get me wrong, there was still steerage and different class systems, and he kind of invented that. But it still was a lot more comfortable than it was, okay? Now, some other cruise lines took it to the next level, took some pages from his book and copied off his paper. You may have heard of these cruise lines. I'm going to call them White Star and maybe Cunard. You may have heard of those. And we have some ships called like Ionic and Itania. Okay, so the Lusitania had some sister ships, and the Titanic had some sister ships, okay? Okay, so when you look at those ships, you see what I mean when it comes to the luxury. Okay, so now they had posh, luxurious fittings, finishings, menus, the decor. They brought in the finest of everything, antique wood and imported crystal and china and marble. And they made the ships look opulent. They were amazing inside. So not only were they comfortable, but they were also beautiful as well. Why not? You know what I mean? So that became like a classic cruising. And each cruise line that came out, they upped the ante and advanced it a little bit more, maybe even a little bit more safer in some instances. So I'm going to fast forward to like the 1980s. We're going back to the 1900s still for some of y'all, but it's more recent than the 1800s. In the 1980s, that's when like the family cruising boom kind of hit. And so before then, your grandparents got dressed up in their finest haberdashery and their handmade luggage, and they went on a cruise without you. They left you home. But when the 80s kind of came along, they tried to make it more comfortable for families. So now we got slides and movies and characters and things like that. Okay, now we're going to come to Disney. Now when it came to Disney, everybody, of course, we had the parks. We had the movies and all kinds of amazing things going on. So you need to know, Walt Disney did not have this on the branch of the tree when he was thinking about the company. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong, he did cruise a lot. And sometimes that was the only way to get to where he was going back in the day. But there's a picture of him in your staterooms on a cruise ship. Did you see him? He's carrying a plush Mickey and he's with Lily. So actually that picture's in the city. Hey, Walt Disney did this too. But him owning a cruise line like that is just not in the works. So our Imagineers were like, let's throw our hat in the game. We are a family company. So why not family vacation company? Just the whole encompassing. So I know you all are thinking, hey, the first Disney cruise line was Premier, big red boats. And that was not. we had a partnership with them, and we put our characters on those boats. So if you cruise, you saw Mickey and the gang, and you're like, hey, welcome to Disney Cruise Line. Yeah, no. They were just on cruising like you guys. They were working there, not a problem. And then we realized we did not like the standards of Premiere. We figured we could do it better. So we took the characters back off and we said, let's do it our own. Let's do it ourselves, right? Okay, so now they started to come up with, okay, how do we do this? About 1985, 95, actually it's 1995, they started to come up with the plans for a Disney Cruise Line, you know what I mean? 97, we came up with something called Castaway Cay, our own private island. Make some noise if you've been on our private island, Castaway Cay.
Yeah.
7 people, good job. All right. We cruise there all the time, except for this cruise, of course. But we cruise there all the time, so you will get to see the private island. Now, you need to know that private island is located in the Bahamas. And before we came along, okay, a private island could be as big as the very center of this little marbles inlet right here. You can just put 1 foot, or it could be as large as a city, a state, a country. And the Bahamas were selling those islands off like hotcakes. So Royal Caribbean got their own private island, Cunard's got one, Carnival's got one. When Disney came along, I guess they realized, hey, we're kind of selling ourselves a little short. So by the time we came along, they said, sorry, nope, sales are closed. We'll rent it to you. So we're leasing Castaway Cay for 99 years. We don't own it. If you look at a map, or the original name of it, it's called Gorda Cay.
Gorda Cay, yeah.
We named it Castaway Cay. We redid everything. We just reinvented the wheel when it came to everything that's going on, okay? And I'll explain some things. But that is Gorda Cay. It's now known as Castaway Cay. If you've been on the island, you'll notice there's nothing permanent on the island. There's no hotels, there's no restaurants. And that's what I thought when I first got there. Like, what's going on? Where's everything? Everything that's there can be mowed down. It's not permanent at all. So we're releasing it for 99 years. And we'll see another 99 how it goes. We'll see.
Yeah.
Renew the lease. We'll see how that's going. Okay.
Yeah.
So that was 97. Beautiful girl here was born what year?
98.
1998. Very good. She has a twin, but it's not a twin, but yes, it's a twin, but it's not a twin, but yes, it's a twin. When it comes to our ships, they tend to be born 1 year apart. So the Magic was born 98. What's her twin?
Wonder.
The Wonder, 99. Very good. Okay. When I started working for Disney, I started in 2000. And I was actually starting on the Disney Wonder. I used to call myself the Wonder Woman. You know what I mean? When I came here, I called myself the Magic Mama. You know what I mean? We had a whole fleet of 2. What? Clutch the pearl, people. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh my goodness. Now we're up to almost 5 right now. No, we do have 5. We have 5 now. We're almost 8. Okay,
yeah.
Did you hear the latest purchases?
Yeah.
Very good. Now, the next ship to come out is called the Treasure. I thought it was going to be the SS Tisa. That's fine.
That's fine.
It could even be the MS Tisa, the MV Tisa, but Tisa nonetheless. But it's the Treasure, everybody. And okay, I'll explain.
The Treasure Tisa?
That'd be nice.
Yeah,
like it.
take that.
That's my middle name. That's cool. We'll figure it out. I can fit it all on my name today. Okay, so we have the Magic. So the Magic is born. This is the first baby. At the time, it was the only one. So this was our fleet, okay? Now, she was born in Italy, in Venice, Italy. And the Fincantieri shipyards is where she was born, okay? So when it comes to this restaurant right here, this is an homage to where she was born. And you're in Paolo. Everybody say Paolo.
Paolo.
Paolo is actually a restaurant. It's not one of your dining rooms. Your dining rooms are downstairs. And if you notice, there's 3, and we have something called rotational dining. That's another Disney Cruise Line invention. We invented a lot of stuff just because, why not? You know what I mean? I told you, our Imagineers have no life. Okay, so it's like day 5, so hopefully you've all been to all the dining rooms so far, yeah? You've all rotated all through them. Normally when you go on another cruise ship, you dine in the same dining room every single night. There's nothing wrong with that. It's beautiful. And your servers are there. Here, they said, hey, we got different dining rooms. Why can't they see all of them? So they rotate you. Not only do you move, but your servers move too. Like, not in a stalker kind of way, but you know what I'm saying? They're there with you. So when you arrive at the new dining room, they're there waiting for you. You have the same table number. It may be located somewhere different, but it's the same table number. So there's some consistency. So when you get there, your servers, they know you. They know if you like lemon in your water, if you have annoying children. You know what I'm saying? Like, they know you're part of the family, okay? So that is what's going on down there. This is a restaurant. You have to make a reservation for this. You pay to dine here. It's adults only. Somebody say, yeah.
Yeah.
You must be 18 or older. There's a dress code and everything. Family, this place is amazing. Make some noise if you've dined in Paolo's.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who wants to dine in Paolo's? Very good. If you do, my Tisa tip to you is fast for at least 2 weeks. Okay?
Yes.
Because they're going to roll you out of here. And I just had the seafood. You know what I mean? There's a crane out there just for me, but you can use it. That's fine. When it comes to Paolo, like I said, it's an homage to Venice. So Paolo means pole. It means pole. And so the gondoliers in Venice, they tie their boats up to what? A pole. Paolo. There's Paolos. Those are all Paolos. They chose Paolo also because you can say it in several different languages and it still basically means the same thing. It's easy to pronounce. And when it comes to this place here, I'm going to tell you what the Imagineers are thinking. There's 3 adages that they went by, and also they took a page from Walt Disney's book. And the page they took from his book is Know Your Audience. Know your audience, okay? So this is an adult-only offering because they figured, hey, the family doesn't always want to be together 24 hours. Okay, the last couple of years have been an exception. But other than that, you normally, spend the entire day together. So people go to work, they go to school, you go shoplifting, all kinds of fun stuff, you know what I'm saying? And then you may come together at the end of the day for a meal or watch television or something like that. So there's family things here on board. There's children-only things here on board, and there's adult-only things here on board. So Apollo is one of your offerings, okay? So when you do dine here, there's a 270-degree view, unimpeded, unless somebody walks by, then just look around. But other than that, you can see the entire back of the ship from here. This place is amazing. Everything in here, the tile, everything is Italian. Murano glass is all hand-blown. And these specific masks that are here that adorn this restaurant. Actually, family, this is a copy, but they're original to us because the Wonder is a twin, and the Wonder also has a powder. It looks exactly like this. I'm going to take you there. You ready? You're on the Wonder. Look around. Let's steal an ink pen before we go. Okay. And we're going back to the magic. So this is what the magic looks like also. This mask right here was actually a gift from the shipyard to us.
Wow.
There's only one. Okay, 2. One. Okay, so anyway, this is it's basically an original, and only we have it, okay? These are handmade leather masks, Italian, all Italian, okay? The cuisine. They also have something called an exhibition kitchen. You can actually see them prepare your meal. Don't offer advice. Don't offer to help. Just enjoy the view, okay? You'll be fine, all right? So you can actually watch them cook your food here. Family, we're actually going to start our tour here and work our way down. But before we go, the 3 adages I was going to tell you about when it came to what the Imagineers were thinking about for the cruise line. One is, you need to know they didn't want to just scrap the entire book and start from complete scratch. So they wanted to pay an homage to classic cruising. So if you kind of look at us from a distance, you notice, hey, we do look up at another cruise line, like Cunard, because we love that, oh my goodness, the classic, the classiness of it. Yeah. So we look like some of the Queen Mary, Queen Elizabeth, Queen Victoria ship. We look like them a little bit, and that was on purpose. So classic cruising, your dining room staff, how they dress. The staff who works here, they're all European, almost, okay, they're mostly European. The menus, the opulence, classic cruising. When it comes to the second adage is modern amenities. Okay, yes, they upped the ante when it came to making things more comfortable for you, but they wanted this to almost be like home for you guys when the 80s boom kind of hit. Even more comfortable, so there's air conditioning, there's heating. You have on-demand television, you know what I mean? Even some safety features have been added to make it a little more safe for everybody. And last but not least, Disney Whimsy. You gotta have the boss in there somewhere. Walt Disney's gotta be included. He's the master storyteller and the reason we're all here. So in this restaurant, you have classic, like I told you, the menus and the decor, the whole European look of it. Modern amenities, the lighting and everything. You feel the air, central heating, things like that. And Disney Whimsy look. Hidden Mickeys are all around you, but they're hidden, so you gotta find them, all right? So family, we're gonna actually go from here, deck 10. We're gonna go down to deck number 5. If you wanna meet us in an elevator, that's fine. We're gonna go down to deck 5 and we're going down the stairs. Now family, like I said, look to the left, look to the right, look up and down. On your way down, there's artwork in between each of the levels trying to get your attention. 9 times out of 10, this artwork came from some of our movies, some scenes, and even some projected scenes are in those frames. So they're trying to talk to you also. So we're going down to deck number 5. Let's do this. Something called a Tisa snowball as we go along. So we may actually adopt people. They don't even know why. We're just gonna kind of just, everybody's walking. Let's just walk. Yeah. So we might multiply as we go. Okay. So welcome to deck number 5. Okay. Does it feel a little claustrophobic?
A little shorter.
The ceiling feels a little bit lower. Okay. Hey, this is me. I call it a design flaw. But the myth is that because of a lot of the children's lounges that are on this level, this is so that the kids feel big like you guys. So the ceiling's a little bit closer for them, so they feel a little bit bigger too. I think if somebody did the math wrong, but that's just me. Okay, that really with this is funny. Okay, so but it's nothing but cute. So we're on deck number 5 at the back of the ship. Okay, so when it comes to the ship, I'm going to give you some quick nautical tips. The front of the ship is called the forward. Okay, that's the pointy end. The middle of the ship is called midship. There you go, And the back of the ship is called aft. There are no S's in this word. It's basically where after cut it in half. There you go. So when you say, hear people say aft, now you know what they're talking about. Okay, now one of the main theaters is all the way forward, and all the adult lounges are forward too. So that's entertainment in the front. A lot of your dining rooms and your restaurants are here. Restaurants are here at the back of the ship. So I say entertainment is in the front, and the food is.
Yeah.
That helps you remember to do some Tisa tips. That's fine. Family, if you're ever near midship, forward, or aft elevator, there's always a map. So this helps you find your way. Not to mention that cool mechanism that you hold in your hand. It's called a cell phone. It's got the app in it. That app has everything, including a ship's map. So it helps you hopefully find out where you are, where you're supposed to be going, or where you want to go to. That's fine. Okay, so now I'm going to invite you all to look down. Ooh, check it out. Family, on board here we have over 100 different types of carpet. You know, kind of like your home too, right? Yeah, of course. You know what I'm saying? Of course. Okay, so there's hundreds of carpets on board. And if you can, I'm going to invite you to just peek at those every now and then. Now, the carpet with the stars, that's carpet. This little piece here, right here, I'm calling this an inlet. And there's different ones. And this is trying to talk to you. This is trying to help you, trying to figure out where you are. Okay, now it's day 5. So do me a favor. Make some noise if this is you. Have you done this? Have you done this? Okay, so you come out of the elevator.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, so by tomorrow you'll figure it out.
Yeah.
You'll be acclimated, you'll be fine. This is normally differently decorated depending on where you are on the ship to try to let you know, okay, so I'm not close to home, I am close to home. It's trying to talk to you also, okay? There's different designs, different colors, you'll see what I mean. I'll try to point them out. We're gonna go around the corner, everybody, and I'm gonna take you into a whole other realm. So as we cross the threshold, notice that the carpet changes, the theme changes, where hey, they're trying to get your attention, okay? So we're gonna go around the corner and not gonna go too far. Now, did you notice the carpet changed? Very good. Very good. You're in a different section of the ship, and that's on purpose. Okay, so we're in front of the Buena Vista movie theater. You know you have 2 theaters on board? One is a movie theater, and one is, I'll show you what that is. Okay, so of course you know about this one. Have you been in this one at all for anything?
No.
If not, try one. It's free. Yay! Yeah. We own it. It's playing for free on board, okay? When it comes to Buena Vista has a huge history with the Disney company. Of course, you know the road, our distribution companies, our television, all kinds of, it's got a huge history with us. So this is an homage to Buena Vista. So they named this. So if you hear the crew call it by its acronym, BVT, this is what they're talking about. We're just used to saying BVT, but it's the Buena Vista. Now, good morning. It's morning somewhere. He's on vacation, it's okay. So Buena Vista, let's see, when it comes to classic cruising. Okay, I'm gonna take you back to early 1900s. How about that? We just skipped ahead a little bit. Early 1900s, when you went out to be entertained, you actually got live entertainment. Because you went to see vaudeville, you went to see some live theater, and somebody was tap dancing on that stage, they were juggling, they were doing magic, they were singing. It was all live. So you went to a small theater in your neighborhood, and that was what's going on. They were on stage. Well, vaudeville kind of died out a little bit, all that live entertainment, and those theaters, they weren't exactly dilapidated, but they got closed down. They were just kind of sitting there collecting dust. A newfangled invention came out. I don't know if you heard of it. It's called moving pictures. Anybody? No? Nobody heard of it? No?
Talkies.
Ooh, what? Which craft do you speak of? Oh my gosh. Okay, so yes. So those came out, and they were like trying to figure out, okay, so where are we going to put these? How do we do this? So then they said, hey, let's get all those old theaters recycled, refurbished, repurposed. If you ever went to an old theater when you were a kid, and you're like, why does this movie theater have a stage? That's why. And we still call it movie theater. And some of them even have balconies, which is why some of these have balconies, like the old school theaters did. Movie theaters have balconies. It's kind of special, okay? So that's an homage. When you go in here, you see a balcony. No one can sit in this balcony but Mickey Mouse. It's for the show, if there's a show, okay? But that's what's going on in here. Look at the font from the 1930s, okay? And they're showing you, like, okay, so the usher and everything, good old-fashioned cool stuff like here. They used to be. Also, guess what? You're in the lobby of a theater. Notice the chairs? They used to be wrapped around the poles. That's a good old-fashioned seating. We used to have that also in the hotel lobbies too. Oh, you can pass this. Okay, it's free. That's fine. Hello, family.
No
Soul
tolls.
Train line. You gotta dance. There you go. Like your form. I like your form. Okay. So we're in the lobby of a theater. And then you have a good old-fashioned popcorn machine over here for you guys. You can bring popcorn inside. Now that is homage. When you go, when you went to a theater back in the day when you were smaller, the seats were all on one level. So God forbid you were sitting behind somebody with a huge hat or an afro, because this was you trying to see the screen. But here, modern amenities, stadium seating. So everybody can see around everybody's afro. So it's perfectly fine. Okay? So stadium seating, they had a museum arch over the stage. And also, this is easier to see. when you're looking at the walls from the back of from the doors here, from the like into the theater, you can't really see this up close, but you can see this up close. You see how there's pinholes in this? This is actually covering up all kinds of cool stuff, and it's doing the same inside. It's camouflage, and it's covering up the Dolby Surround sound system in there. You can actually feel the movies. And under every single chair is a speaker also. Every individual seat has got its own. Thank you for walking. Thank you for walking. Thank you for walking. I know where you live.
They stopped and looked.
Okay, also we can show 3D movies. What? You get your own glasses. You don't have to share. It's nice. So we actually have the a facility to show 3D movies in this theater also. And an homage to Disney Whimsy. There's hidden Mickeys in there. You gotta find them. You know what I mean? Okay, family, we're gonna cross the threshold into a whole different realm. But really quick, I want to show you this. Modern amenities are also these computer screens. These are touch screens. They don't move when I touch them, but maybe they'll move when you do, because this is no love for me, but that's fine. Okay. So when you get on the ship the next time, this main screen here is showing you every movie for the entire cruise. So you can actually plan ahead. You don't have to see the movie that specific day. You can say, you know what, we'll do a show this day, we'll do the movie another day. You saw that, right? Okay,
Yeah.
very good. So this shows you, so you can plan ahead, so this is much easier. This little smaller screen shows you what's going on for that day. So that's the main event. Almost every single lounge has its own monitor in front of the room, so you can actually see what's going on inside that room for the day. All of them except for Promenade Lounge has a little screen somewhere, and that includes the main theater, and they let you know the times for that day. So right now, Black Panther Wakanda Forever 2 is on the screen. Okay, we're actually going to cross the threshold, go into another realm. Let's do this. Okay, so family. Okay, when it came to Disney Cruise Line, and they were trying to pay an homage to classic cruising. When it came to classic cruising, they did not account for infants. They did not. So when the ship was first built, the age of the child that they prepared for was 3 and up. 3 and up. Because they figured, hey, classic cruising, if you're traveling with an infant, your fault. No, I'm kidding. So anyway, if you're traveling with an infant, you may have an au pair, a nanny, or some help. So you'll take care of your child. You wouldn't trust that child to us, so you'll be fine. You know what I mean? You got this. You have your own babysitter. Okay, yeah. And so we started cruising and realized we have over 30 infants at cruise. We need to do something for them also, okay? So there are several different lounges on this on this level. This right here is the Oceaneers Club. Right across the street is the Oceaneers Lab. So an afterthought actually was the Oceaneers, the nursery there. And it's a small world. It was originally called Flounders Reef Nursery, but we had something called Dry Dock. And Dry Dock is where a ship goes to a nice makeover. And there may be subtle changes where they take the carpet up and change the painting and the wallpaper. But this ship was almost gutted one of the years, and we changed almost everything. And so it's a small world nursery, got a whole revamp. This was actually a pantry, but it was big enough to turn it into a lounge for the ship for the babies, okay? So this is actually pretty big. It's big, but everything in there was small. They got little chairs, and little cigars and stuff. Everything is small and cute. So that's the nursery right there. Everybody under 3. Now when it comes to the club and the lab, you're probably trying to figure out why, what's the difference? It's just 2 different rooms. When the ship was first built, they had an intention. Each of the rooms had a specific job. And they decided to divide the children up by age. And they figured intellectually they're in different places. And the age limit was 3 to 7 for the club. And it was 8 to 12 for the lab, okay? And they figured, sibling, they don't want to be together. You know what I'm saying? You know, everybody, you know, go back, you'll see each other at dinner. You'll be fine, okay? So now when you came here, it's all about imagination, Disney whimsy, that kind of thing. When you get to the lab, it's more inquisitive and adventurous journey. So there's a laboratory in there. You know what I mean? So they figured they wanted to do different things. And then all of a sudden they just kind of got feedback from the children like, no, they actually want to be together. And you're like, you do? Really? Are you serious? Okay, no problem. Figure it out. Okay. So what happens is there is a hallway that actually connects these 2 lounges. And we call it our secret passageway. And it was just for the crew to go from one to the other. We opened it up to the children. They may come and go and do any show they want, attend any event, hang out who they want to. It's all still secure programming, so you're still protected. It's not the Lord of the Flies. They run by like that, okay? But other than that, they can actually go to anything they want, be together, and they just still enjoy all the programming inside, okay? So when it comes to the club, it's actually designed specifically for imagination. And there's different rooms in this room if you're trying to figure out what's going on. these posters give you an idea of what's going on. These are each a sample of all the themes. This poster right here is based on our TV shows. We have our own channels, okay? So this is Disney Junior. There's a room in there for Mickey Mouse. And it has to do with it's got his TV shows on the screens. There's little tables that can sit and do little games and things like that on the tables. This poster right here is Andy's room. There's a whole separate section. There's a giant bed, people. And when you go in, you can actually walk under the bed. You're instantly the size of a toy. You all become toys in Andy's room. You can climb on top of the bed and you can slide down in the Slinky Dog slide from the bed. The video game is a television, everything is giant in there, okay? Yeah. This poster here is showing you Pixie Hollow, and this is based on Tinkerbell. There's a whole room filled with arts and crafts supplies. They can just go in there and create anything they want. There's paper and stamps and markers and stickers. Anything they can create is in Pixie Hollow. They can just go and just draw and create. This poster here is showing you marble. Yes, people, you know what I'm saying? We own them now. Let's figure it out. Iron Man suit is in this room. Iron Man suit is in this room. And Thor's hammer is in there too. We do shows and events with the characters. Spider-Man is coming in a few minutes because I just saw Zara go in. We do shows with them. I do shows with Captain America, Captain Marvel, not yet Captain America, Thor, and Spider-Man. We do shows with them. So that is the Marvel room. There's a whole room just for that. The poster down there, Disney, just classic Disney. So yesterday, Cinderella and I told a story together. So we have a PJ Pals pajama party with Pluto, you know what I mean? All kinds of fun stuff. So that's what these posters are telling you what's going on inside. We're going to walk past slowly and stare awkwardly at people's children as we walk by. And we're going to go to the atrium, and then we'll do a drive-by past the lab, okay? So nice and awkward, stare awkwardly.
I think they're just getting ready to start the market.
Yeah.
Stare awkwardly at your children. The show's about to start.
Hi. Oh, yeah. I hope Wally's in there. There's a lot of kids in there.
Family, you are in the atrium. This is the center of the ship. And you can see 3 decks from this one space. Deck 3, Deck 4, and you're on Deck 5. First of all, look at the portholes here on 5, and then look at the portholes on 4. Notice they're different sizes. Deck 5s are even smaller. Even the portholes are smaller. Okay? This space is trying to get your attention big time. When you first enter the ship, this is where you came in on Deck 3. We said, please welcome your family. Yay! That's where you came in, here on Deck 3. Do me a favor and look down at the carpet. You're supposed to be looking at the bottom of the ocean. That's the sand bottom, that's mollusks, that's crabs, that's oysters, the seashells. Now look up at the carpet on Deck 4. You see the sea foam, the coral, there's fish there. Now look under your feet. Get it? You're standing on the waves, you're on top of the ocean. Imagineers. Yeah, no life. Let's do this. Right this way, everybody. We'll be back to the atrium. We're moving forward here on Deck 5. We're going to go down 1 deck to Deck number 4. Okay, I'm going to back up a little bit. Can you see the inlet? Everybody notice it's a little different?
Yeah.
It's trying to get your attention. It's trying to tell you, if you step out of the elevator here, you're near the Walt Disney Theater. So you have an idea of where you are on the ship. You know you're at the pointy and you're forward, okay? On Deck number 4. Of course, you've been to the theater, you've seen some of the shows or whatever I did today. Sorry for that, okay? So there's actually not 1 but 2 doors. There's 2 doors. So if you're waiting for family and you can't see them, they may be at the other door, okay? Now can you see the screen on the wall there? Like I told you, those screens are there in front that you know everything that's going on, but everything in those screens are also in your phone. You have access to everything like a crystal ball. You got magic. You know what I'm saying? There's witchcraft in your pocket. It's amazing. Those are also touch screens. They don't work for me, but maybe they'll work for you, okay? Now, family, the best I can do to describe this theater, it's much bigger than the Buena Vista movie theater, okay? And what the Imagineers are thinking about with this one, the closest thing that kind of still exists, has anybody ever heard of Radio City Music Hall? Mm-hmm. And the opulence, the size of it, the massive, with the shows that go on in there. So that's kind of what they were thinking about for Walt Disney Theater, okay? And it also has stadium seating as well, nice and modern comfort, okay? But that's got the surround sound, it's got speakers underneath all of your chairs. You can show movies in here also. You may have seen a movie, The Screws, in this room. Like last night was your movie, yeah?
Yeah.
So we can also show 3D movies as well. And of course the Broadway style shows. Those shows are amazing. Instead of doing one, they do like 3 different shows in a cruise. Usually we go to Broadway and do the same show every day. We do like 3, and the ship is moving people. You know what I'm saying? It's like we're being breaking on a curve. It's crazy. Superstars, we're going to go right around the corner, and this it's a lounge. It may not seem like it's a lounge. It's a lounge. It's called Preludes, and it's basically the lobby to the Walt Disney Museum. Okay, so you're almost there.
Oh,
Are you leaving with something like that? Oh, that's sweet. You're good. You can photobomb. It's fine.
I'm gonna buy something.
You're gonna give me something? My size is beautiful. Yeah. There's a lot more around that. So this is actually considered a lounge. This is a Prelude lounge, and it's like your lobby. Okay. So your snack bars are there. There's 2 of them. Whatever you can buy here, you can bring that to the game. You cannot bring any fresh fruit, fresh meat, fresh vegetables, lattes, none of that. Eat all that meat. I recommend you do it, okay? Now, make some noise if you've ever been to the Disney parks. We've been to the Disney parks.
yeah.
Yes. Okay, make some noise if you've been to Disneyland in California.
Yeah.
We've been to Disney World in Florida.
Yeah.
Any of the other ones. Someone's got money. Who wants to go to any of the other ones?
Yeah.
Very good, everybody. Okay, so when it comes to that craziness, all that amazingness, you see my boss? He's here, huh? You know, you're all sexy, you know what I'm saying? I'm bringing sexy back, y'all. You know what I'm saying? So this is Walt Disney. This is my boss. Okay. Now, when Walt Disney, actually, when it was called Disneyland, when Disneyland was built and created, Walt did it with his brother Roy. You all realize Roy is not his only sibling. He's got more. Who are they? Who? No. Yeah. Ruth, good job. That's one. Yes. He's got other brothers. He's got another brother named Ray. There's other brothers. Okay, so trust me, there's more. You don't know them because they don't want you to know them. They want to have something called privacy. And they don't want you banging on the door talking about, what cereal did he eat when he was a kid? Nobody cares, okay? So that's why they have private lives. All right, so Roy, unfortunately, got roped into this. It was not his fault at all, okay? So they were living in Midwest with the entire family. Roy went to school to be an accountant. And he said, I'm moving to California. And then little tiny Walt said, I'm coming with you. And he just moved into this man's apartment and just made himself a part of his world. Okay, so all the dreams and everything that Walt was coming up with on the West Coast, Roy kind of got roped in because he was helping his brother financially. He was the accountant for all the things. So he was the money man and saying, okay, you can't afford this, do that. And Walt was like, I want to feed the world. You know, like, but you can't afford it. And so that was the problem. So they were always fighting, okay? So when it came to the parks, when it comes to land, Walt Disney, actually Disneyland, I consider that's the first. Okay, so this is like the Disneyland of the cruise ship. This is the first one. And Disneyland, his DNA is there, people. He walked that park. His apartment is still there. He was in there. He was there. When it came to Disney World in Florida, Walt started to build the park, but then he passed before he could finish it. He went even faster than he thought he was going to go. He knew he had cancer. He thought he had a lot of time, but he went faster than even he thought. So unfortunately, Roy had to finish the park. I don't know if you noticed, the one in California is called Disneyland. The one in Florida is called Walt Disney World. Roy named that park after him.
Yeah.
It's called Walt Disney World on purpose, okay? And then Roy passed away right after that. He had cancer too. The whole family had cancer. Everybody died of something crazy. Just, we lost so many of them. All right, so family. Down this hall, we're going to actually peek at, okay, I'm going to talk really quick about the godparents of the ships. And the godparent of this ship, there's a picture on the wall across the hall pointing to it. That's showing you who the godparents are for this ship, okay? So this ship, the godparents, is not one, it's 2. And it's actually Roy Disney, which is not Roy Disney. Okay, so Walt Disney's brother, Roy, has a son named Roy. There's a Roy E and a Roy O, okay? They're middle initials. Okay, so Roy and his wife, he just said it. Yeah, Patty Disney, very good. They're our godparents. They're co-parents for this one. So Disney is mixed in. We still got some Disney family mixed in, okay? When it comes to the Wonder, it's the first animated godmother ever. What's her name?
Fairy godmother.
Okay, Tinkerbell, people. Tinkerbell. What, Lilo? Who's her name? Okay, so it's Tinkerbell. Tinkerbell, the animated godmother of the Wonder. When it comes to the Dream, a billion years ago, actually 2003, not too long ago, I was working on the Wonder. And maybe somebody heard of Jennifer Hudson was working there with me. she was in the shows. That show you're going to see tonight, she was in that show. And you'll know exactly what she did in the show when you see the show. But I used to call her Jin girlfriend. She's my little baby girl. And she said, Tisa, you're so crazy. When she was done with her contract, she told me, Tisa, I'm going to go on your show. She know that I love this TV show called American Idol. And she was like, I'm going to go on your show when I leave my contract. I said, do not tell Simon where you work. Let him hear you sing first. Then tell him you work at a cruise ship. Because he likes to insult people saying, you sound like you should be singing on a cruise ship. So let him hear you sing first. And she did that. Okay, she lost. And we were so happy for her. Because if she won, she would have locked into a contract doing musical tours with us. But because she lost, she was the most famous loser, and she had freedom to do what she wanted. So one of the projects that she did was Dream Girls. She won an Academy Award for that.
Yeah.
She's the fairy godmother of the dream. She's our dream girl. Get it? Dream girl. And the fantasy is Mariah Carey. And she's got a song called Fantasy. The ship is called? Get it? So I want Bruno Mars to be the fairy godfather of the treasure. Okay, it's just me. Okay. So family, we're actually going to go between these two stores. These are not the only stores on board in case you want to get me something nice. Do not give me anything, I'm fine. I'll steal it later, it'll be fine. So this is Mickey's main sale, and this one over here is called White Caps. They used to be called different stuff like Treasure Catch before the makeover. And if you're wondering, like, two stores, what's the difference? This one is basically everything you're wearing, and thank you so much for the free advertisement. Good job, y'all. Represent. Yeah, you got everything on. So this is all Disney souvenirs, Disney characters, classic Disney, all that cool stuff. Okay, the movies that came out, that's what's in here. This is more nautical, so it's more adults. That's what you're seeing. So it's because you're a cruise, you're on a ship. You know what I mean? If you're wondering what's the difference, there's another one downstairs. It's got all princess dresses in it, and scepters and tiaras and heels, and even some prince outfits too. But they're ruling that. This pixie dust permanently in the carpet. They can't get it if they try. Okay. We're gonna go between the stores. I'm gonna try not to keep you too long. We're going to go between the stores. I'm going to try to figure out which way I can take you outside for just a few minutes. Is that okay with everybody?
Yep.
Okay, so we'll see which way is safer. If we can get out there, if it's not too windy or crazy. All right, then we're outside, but only for a little bit. And also to see air, to see breeze. It's good for your lungs, all right? And this is good for me because if you have any allergies, there's no dust, no pollen, no pet dander. It's the healthiest place for you to be. So I have asthma. I don't have any attacks on board. It's nice. I brought you outside just to show you really quick. Classic cruising, okay? And the ship's colors. When the cruise ship first came into play, when we first decided to become a cruise line, they were looking at all of our competition, if that's what you want to call them, and they said, everybody looks the same. And all the ships were white because they wanted to show you cleanliness, and they was, just wanted everybody to feel comfortable, like you could trust them, okay? It's sterile or some whatever. So Disney said, they look like floating milk cartons. That's boring, all right? So they wanted to put a little color on the old girl. And if you look at us from a distance, we look, like I said, the Cunard ships, we have some color to us. Okay, now, do me a favor, look up. Can you see that? That's what we want Mickey Mouse's shoes. If you've been on any of the cruise lines, you can see now the cruise lines, you can see their light bulbs. Light bulbs are orange. They're not yellow at all. They're orange, okay? And it's supposed to be because the Coast Guard said that is the color that you can see from the helicopter, under the water, and back conditions. It's the most visible color. That's the emergency color. If you notice our life preservers, our life buoys there, they're still orange, okay? But the boats, they're supposed to be orange, so it became a fight because we wanted the ship to have somebody's colors.
Yeah.
Oh, she's wearing ears today. That's
Yeah.
Yeah, they wanted the ship to be Mickey Mouse's colors. So these are his shoes. Now we had to prove and go through so many trials and lots of paperwork and like lots of everything to just prove to them that this color was just as visible as the orange. And they said, you know what? You're right, it is fine. Later on, one of the Coast Guard gentlemen who was in on all that discussion, he cruised and he said, actually, yours is better. You see this better, it's brighter, it's fast, actually better. This color is Pantone 99. It's basically Mickey Mouse's shoes, and it is just ours. No one else can use it. You see other cruise lines trying to copy off our paper. Okay. They have yellow boats, but they're brighter yellow. They're trying to get cool like this. They cannot get cool like this. It looks like somebody took a Sharpie. You know what I'm saying? Like a highlighter is not as sexy. Okay. Now, looking at the hull of the ship, I don't recommend that just yet.
Yeah.
We're gonna go to the top. The top of the ship, even though it's a motor vehicle, it still has funnels. It's got funnels from back in the day, the old ships, the steam ships, okay? Now, there's two funnels, and they're Mickey Mouse's shorts. They're his shorts, they're red, okay? Also, there's two funnels. One is real, and one is fake. I call it a faux funnel. And inside of that faux funnel are your children. The teenagers are in there. That's where the teen club is. That's where Edge is. And that's Vibe is up there. Edge is on deck 9. okay? The other one is real, don't touch it, it's hot. I use it to cook pancakes, it's nice. It's efficient, it's not really. So those are his shorts. Looking off to the side of the ship, I recommend you do this after you get off the ship, look back. Do a Tisa look back. Hey, Tisa girl's right. You look over the side of the ship, you might hear plop because those are your glasses going into the ocean. I don't know, okay? But when you look off to the side, the bottom of the ship is a dark color. It is not black.
No.
It's supposed to be black. It's supposed to look black. It is not black. It's dark blue. Okay, it's basically an optical illusion. Okay, and they did it on purpose because another homage to classic cruising. And it's bad luck to put black paint on a ship. It's also I'm sorry about this. It's also bad luck to have females on a ship. And it's bad luck to whistle on the ship. So I'm a black female who whistles on the ship, and I don't care. I think it's funny.
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
But the colors of the ship, it's a dark blue. Now our Imagineers were having a huge meeting about this, like what were they going to do about that? And they were trying to come up with the perfect color. One of the Imagineers, she actually stepped out of the lounge, and when she came back in, one Imagineer said, "There it is!" Okay, it wasn't that loud. It wasn't that loud, but I'm sure it was just as dramatic. Okay, she had on the perfect color of blue pants. I'm sure they didn't get the pants that day, but I'm sure they eventually got the pants. This color is called Monica Blue.
Monica Blue. Yep.
This is Monica Blue. And sometimes she cruises, and she comes on this tour just to make sure we tell her story right.
Yeah.
She said, that's right, I was not a secretary. I'm an Imagineer. Like, yes, you are, Monica.
Yeah.
Good job, okay? Now, family, look down. This is a teak deck, but it's not. It's supposed to be teak. It's teak-ish. It's got teak tendencies. It's teak adjacent, okay? We can't do old school teak decks because we will destroy that. We clean it too much. It will not survive. That wouldn't do nothing like, okay? So this is an homage to when you used to get dressed for dining and you used to walk on promenade before or after a meal. You'd walk the deck and show off your latest in fashion and haberdashery and accessories from Paris before you went to the dining room, okay? So this is the teak tech. Also, you notice we have shuffleboard, good old school shuffleboard is on board, okay?
Yeah.
All right, so we're going inside from here. We're going to go down one deck here midship. It's deck number 3. All right, family, we're now on deck number 3 midship. Notice the color of the carpet. Here it is, trying to tell you something. It's letting you know where you are. So if you see this, you're midship deck 3. And this is the most popular deck, so the tile is much more obtrusive, okay? And it goes all the way down towards your dining rooms. Also, okay, whenever you look at the elevator shafts, anywhere else on the ship, besides 3 and 4, they have a digital counter letting you know what deck or floor, right? What level.
Yeah.
The elevators are on. Look at these, look. Isn't this cute? I was like, I gotta show my people what I got. Has anybody ever owned an old school Mickey Mouse watch? Those are the Mickey Mouse hands. That was my prized possession when I was little, y'all. Oh my gosh, I love Mickey Mouse. All right, so when you look down this hall here, you don't have to right now. This front section of the ship is adult only, every single night from 9 p.m. on. And if you look at this section, even from here, it's not very inviting to children. It's supposed to be that way. You don't want them to come there. There's no flowers and Mickey Mouse heads. It's just dark and sexy. There you go. It's called After Hours. There's 3 lounges down there for you to choose from. Keys is live music all the time. The pianist sings, they play music, it's nice cocktails. Around the corner is O'Gill's, that's the pub. The game is on and it's on today. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody, all right?
Yeah.
It's on in there, and I do music trivias at night. So every night we do a different music trivia. We did the 80s, we did the 90s. Tonight is 2000s, and you know every song in this trivia. It's going to be so easy, so much fun. It's between your dinner and the show, like 7:30 and O'Gill's. Across from both of those is a lounge called Fathoms. Please tell me you party with me and Fathoms. You did something Fathoms. Because it's been crazy every single night, and it's going to be crazier tonight. So all that fun starts at 10 for all the adults, okay? And tonight, the entertainment is exactly 1 hour in case you want to leave and go spend time with your family or pet. So just 1 hour of fun, and then you may go. You know, you're free to roam the vehicle, okay? So we hope to see you there at 10. That is after hours. That's the front section of the ship. And that whole section there is all like a blue, sexy blue. We're going to come here into the atrium, like this way. Now back in the atrium, where you started, everybody. Please welcome your family. Okay? Notice the carpet. It's nice and plush. If you want to lay down in this, I recommend it. It's very soft. I lay down all the time. It's nice. It's a cruise ship, so they're always clean. Okay. So now the 3 adages. Classic cruising. Okay. Has anyone ever seen the movie Titanic? I'm sorry, I love the movie, even though it's like kind of weird. I work on a cruise ship. But if you've seen that scene where they come down the grand staircase to dine. Before our makeover, we had 2 staircases. There was another one. Now you see all the ones. This is not the only treat. We also have Halloween So there's two staircases because this is your most formal dining room. Three. Say Lumieres. It's not luminaries. Don't embarrass him, okay? He's a Lumiere. He's a candelabra. He's a candlestick from Beauty and the Beast. Very good, okay. So you descend to dinner down the grand staircase, just like classic cruising, okay? Also the opulence of this, the decoration, the decor, and everything like that. Modern amenities. You want to do me a favor? Can you see this white box there? Two tan ones right up there. If you don't look, they're hidden. Those are speakers. Good job.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I host parties here. Also, when you came in, we were talking on the microphone. Those are hidden speakers, some of them. But if you don't look, you don't see them. You know what I mean? They're nice and hidden. Also, okay, I'm going to take you up Disney Whimsy. First of all, the elevator shafts. Can you see them? Those are not even hidden. Those are just Mickeys all over the place. Do me a favor and look up the railings. Can you see them in the railing? Everybody but Mickey's there. Did you notice that before? And now we're going to go in between the two levels. All the way around. 360. And it's on two levels. Those characters are depicting our jobs that we do here on board. So Mickey Mouse is me. He's got a microphone. He's a host. Minnie Mouse is a chef. And Donald is he is a seaman. He's a sailor, so that works. He's an able seaman in this, right? Now, if you've been on the Wonder or the Magic, they're doing our jobs. If you cruise on the Fantasy or the Dream, they're depicting things that you do on vacation. So they're eating a hot dog, they're tending yourself on the sunbed, they're swimming, getting a massage. If you cruise on the other ships, you'll see them doing different stuff. In the middle of the ships, each ship has got its own. It's got its own. So we have Helmsman Mickey here, okay? He's first. On the Wonder we have the Little Mermaid. The Little Mermaid. Did you say Ursula? That's funny. Good job, Ariel. Ariel is in the center of the Wonder. On the Dream, it's Admiral Donald. That's nautical, that's nautical. And on the Fantasy, it's Mademoiselle Minnie Mouse. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Okay. On the Wish, it's full size
Cinderella.
And her eyes are a little creepy, but that's
Yeah.
okay. Let me know what you think. Okay.
Yeah.
This Helmsman Mickey is an homage to, there's a very, very famous sculpture, a statue called Man of the Sea. And it's in one of our oldest, it's actually a museum now. And that was established because it's one of our first shipping ports. 1623 it's been there ever since. It's in Massachusetts. And that statue is there on display. So our Imagineers, two of them, it was Edward and another one, it was a man and lady that decided, hey, let's make one for the ship. And this is their version of Man of the Sea. We call it Helmsman Mickey. And originally, before our makeover, before all of this was gutted, Mickey was in the very center here.
Yeah.
And I used to have to look around him when I was hosting. Like, oh my God, time! It was crazy. So they moved him to the side for me, and now it's like a lot more space. That's actually good. Okay. So family, there's so much I wanted to show you and tell you. I can talk you to death. But that is our time. That is our time. So remember, when you go into a spot, look to your left and to your right. Look up, look down. Just trying to get your attention, trying to tell you more. You'll find way more stuff than I was able to cover. Thank you so much for joining me. My name is Tisa. Have an amazing day.
Thank you, Tisa. Happy Thanksgiving.
Bye.
Bye.